Hey everyone, my name is Cindy, and I recently took part in a sleep health awareness research study that yielded some interesting results. So I wanted to share some information from this poster about the process and results of our group study. Our team was originally interested in doing a study about sleep because, as college students with busy lives, we're very aware of how difficult it is to consistently get enough sleep. So to begin with, several studies were reviewed that showed a connection between insufficient sleep and negative health effects. Those studies made clear that lack of sleep can negatively affect cognitive function as well as be a contributing factor to all kinds of metabolic, cardiovascular, and endocrine diseases. So once we became more aware of the dangers of not getting enough sleep, that piqued our team's interest to try to find out how many adults ages 20 to 40 were actually aware of those dangers and connections. So we set out to find answers by researching these 4 questions. To gather data to answer our research questions, we created a sleep health awareness survey using Qualtrics to find out what the average adult understood about sleep and its relationship to sleep disorders and other diseases. The team distributed the survey through a link on personal social media platforms for 1 week, and after collecting the survey responses, the related data was analyzed by the research team. After 81 surveys were excluded because they were either incomplete or the participants fell outside of the target age range, that left 217 usable responses to analyze. 81% were from females and only 19% were from males, but the responses were nearly equally split between those in their 20s and those in their 30s. Over 85% of respondents understood what constituted adequate sleep. Both males and females were familiar with many different sleep disorders, but while nearly everyone reported knowing about insomnia and sleep apnea, fewer than 60% of participants were aware of restless leg syndrome, sleep paralysis, and circadian rhythm disorder. Respondents were also asked about their awareness of the relationship between sleep and certain diseases. A large majority were aware of the connection between sleep and hypertension, obesity, and cardiovascular disease, but fewer recognized the correlation between sleep and other metabolic diseases. Participants also reported about their understanding of the signs and symptoms of sleep disorders. While the responses were slightly varied, there was a correlation between knowledge and awareness of the signs and symptoms that increased with higher education levels. So those with higher education levels reported more awareness of signs of sleep disorders. So what does all this research show? One interesting trend was that even though most respondents knew how much sleep they should be getting, less than 1/3 of participants reported actually getting the recommended daily amount of sleep. So with more and more competition between spending time sleeping or doing other activities such as working or with childcare, it seems that placing a priority on sleep loses out. Though there have been many previous studies that have shown how insufficient sleep can negatively affect health, it seems that more needs to be done so that people better recognize the signs and symptoms of inadequate sleep that can put their health at risk. People also need to have a better understanding of the dangers to the health of those who don't get enough sleep. This study showed that respondents weren't necessarily concerned enough about not getting the recommended amount of sleep to make it a priority. So it seems that the risks to their health may not be as important to them as other things that are taking the place of sleep. Our research team concluded that more efforts should be made to spread awareness about the detrimental influence that insufficient sleep can pose to personal health and well-being. I hope this poster was helpful in showing the results of our sleep health awareness survey. Thank you.